You wanted to be one of them kids.
I did. I was like, how do I get to be a mascot?
You were gutted that Lucy Bronze didn't have a mascot.
Because she's so good with the kids.
You were about to like
Pick me.
get on your knees and like
Take me.
Agni,
Who's she?
Aggie Beaver-Jones. She's got the second goal. What did you say earlier? She's wifey, but not wife.
She's wifey, but she's not wife. Kate McCabe, wifey. Danielle
Van
Van
der
der Donk,
wife. You're very red today.
I am very red today.
Like a very burgundy.
It's burgundy gal.
A little bit of burgundy.
Little matching Adidas tracksuit and Bershka. But it is Berkshire or Bershka?
Is it matching if you're wearing two different items of clothing from two different brands?
Do they match?
That's true, actually. Yes, in colour they do match. All right, sassy pants.
Okay, welcome to season 3, episode 21.
21, yeah, because we have had 2 weeks of international break.
International interlude.
So the last time we had an episode was episode 20. You are correct.
Well remembered from me.
That is well remembered.
Because famously, I remember nothing.
Well, you remember some things, but it's more selective.
It's more niche.
Selective.
Yeah, I like to be... Well, I don't like to. I'd like to remember everything. I don't, though. I could tell you exactly what we were wearing on a certain day that is not important, but then I couldn't tell you the date that I need to remember.
Okay, 15th of April last year.
It's
What
not
were we
by
wearing?
Your choice. It's not my choice of day. It will be...
I can't just pluck one out of thin air.
Casual conversation, and then I'll go, wait a minute, I remember because you were wearing this... You know what I mean? It's...
Right,
Yeah.
right. So actually, basically, like a useful skill in some senses, but in other senses, completely useless.
Yeah, like I can remember less of what you said on the day and more of what you were wearing.
Right.
As you said it.
I would love if you remembered more of what I said.
I can't control it, I'm sorry.
That's like when people say, "Oh, it's a superpower."
Nope.
For who?
For who, girl?
For who? For whomst. So we've been on international.
We have been on international interlude.
What have we been up to in international interlude? Because we weren't actually like international. We didn't go like away.
We weren't like the Lionesses. We didn't leave.
We were here working.
Yeah.
But what did we do?
I hosted a stag do.
You did? How was that?
It was good actually. I got
Successful?
I mean, overall success. I got what?
There were a number of stumbling blocks. Do you want to go through those?
Yes, number of stumbling. And can we raise now that the first stumbling blocks were not my fault?
No, the initial stumbling blocks were not your...
There was, in fact, a fire.
Yes. Now, when did this bar inform you that there'd been a fire?
The day before the stag do.
Right.
So I'd booked a great bar for the Friday night and the Saturday night. Luckily, the Saturday day, the activity was not affected. Mm-hmm. However, the Friday night, Saturday night, got a small phone call from Chris at the Blues Bar, and he was like,
"Oh, putting them on blast."
I mean, they were very helpful. It was not their fault. They did inform me, "Hey, Al, is this Ali? We've got the booking on Friday." And I was like, "Yes, that's me." And you know, straight away, if the bar's ringing you...
on a Thursday evening.
Yeah, after you've got everything arranged there, pre-ordered everything, blah, 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 blah. 14 blokes come in that you don't know. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, there's a power outage because we had a small fire." And I was like, "Oh, I'm guessing you're not open at the weekend then?" And he was like, "No, afraid not." So I had to rearrange the entire thing, essentially. But worked out. Ended up in a bar with a caravan inside.
Ooh, where was that?
Also the Blues Bar, but Shoreditch.
Ah, the Shoreditch location.
Shoreditch
I have
location.
been there. I've been to that one.
I will say,
it's nice.
Sounds a bit crazy when they said you're in the caravan. And I was had to text this group chat and be like, "Walk in and head towards the caravan." And they were like, Why on earth has he chosen her to arrange the stag do? Little did they know, the next day I got them all to line dance.
Now, you also had made up drinks.
I made up cocktails after different periods
important
of
dates
his
of
life. So his name is Keezy. Well, his shortened name is Keezy. And for example...
Which is actually longer than his
Keys,
actual name.
Andrew, yeah. True. That's not how your brain works when you're 11 years old.
No.
But I've had the joy of knowing him from the ages of 11 to almost 32. And in those years, he's
long time.
It is. He's lived many different lives, including his early years, which he's a very different man now, but he was sleazy. So we used to call him Sleazy Keezy, which was recreated in the glory of an espresso martini with vanilla vodka.
Ooh.
I know.
Stunning.
It was great. So I got them all nice and merry off cocktails. And then I got Christina to come in, who's a samba salsa line dancing expert.
What
and
combo?
she made them all dance to Jay Sean Down inline
Love it.
dancing
I have
format.
seen the videos. They are pretty good.
It's great. Imagine, like, they're a mixture now of, well, they're kind of like, some of them are like school friends, but they're now like dads.
Yeah.
Like, so they're like blokey Grimsby dads, and then the other half were like strong men because his hobby's a strong man.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been up to, and that was great. And then I accidentally booked the wrong day for the bar on the Saturday night.
But that was in a panic because of the fire.
because of the fire.
We can blame the fire for
Because
that
of the fire.
one. And then also, not to put the other place on blast, but they did sleep in and forget to open it on time.
Yeah, that was also absolute nightmare. Got to the bar they're supposed to be open at 11, ready to host the thing at 1. Got there at 5 to 1. No one's there. Black shutters.
I can just see you now outside the place.
I was like, well, that's it then. I couldn't. No one was picking up
guess
the phone.
we're not having a stag do.
Yeah, messaged one of the stags and was like, keep them at the cafe. Do not let them leave the cafe. I do not know what's happening. Eventually, this guy rolls up and I was like, hi, I'm meant to be hosting an event here today. And he's like, oh, yeah, we were meant to open 2 hours ago. I was like, I know. Basically, been on a staff night out the night before, not got in till 7 a.m.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, I basically had to run the bar for an hour to get them to. I was like, please, can you put some music on, please? I cannot have them here with no music. It all worked out in the end.
Yeah, you got there eventually.
By about 2 hours, they all woke up. The bar staff, not
Yes.
the stags. They were already wide awake.
They were already
wide awake.
They were ready to dance.
Raring to go. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? A lot of work, really. Marking papers, marking.
You got holidays soon, haven't you?
I do. I've got Easter break coming up, which is not to be sniffed at. 2 weeks. I mean,
Definitely
in
not.
fairness, it's only been 5 weeks since half term. But once
I'm very happy.
once I go back after Easter, it'll be long again.
For how many weeks?
6 weeks.
6 whole weeks.
And then a week
before you
off,
get
and
a
then
break.
7 weeks.
Ugh.
Now you're.
They work you to
Now
the...
look at you. Now teachers rally round me
No,
here.
you are right. You work very, very hard. And I do say that. I'm just taking the piss. But I do get
Danger
jealous
zone,
when
girl.
you are 2 weeks, like, around.
You
and
know I
then
don't
not
get
around.
paid for them though.
I know, but it still looks nice.
Right. My salary actually gets spread out over 12 months, but I only work 10.
Well, feel free to get a job in the summer.
Do you know the irony is I actually do have a job for the summer?
Yeah, I know. You work very hard. I love
Thank
very
you.
much. I'm so sorry.
She owes you. This is already the second time you'd be sleeping on the couch. We'll get on to that later.
I'm very sorry. Anyway, other than
What other than that, what have I been up to? Really not much. I actually can't think of what I've been up to the last couple of months. Like when you were on the stag do, I did like 10
you're supposed
steps.
to go to Belfast. You
I was
didn't.
gonna go to Belfast. It's a little bit trickier to fly from where we live. We have access to all of the London airports, but the only one that's really realistic is Heathrow.
Yeah.
And flights are more expensive from Heathrow.
Spenny from Heathrow. She's
Yeah.
the sexiest of the airports, but she makes sure you pay for that.
Exactly, because even though flights to Belfast are often sort of like £35 return from Heathrow, they're more like 100. So, which, it's not... I'm very privileged to be able to say that I could afford that, but also I don't want to. Not when I know that there's other options.
Other than Belfast.
If I'm going to spend £100 to go somewhere for the weekend, why would I make it Belfast? No harm to Belfast. Happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
That's what I was about to say. On St. Patrick's Day one day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Well, we can go straight into the football now then, if you want. If you've got no other updates on
I've got no other updates. Will we start with the Subway Cup?
Let's go.
All right.
Tell us what you're wearing today.
I am wearing...
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Hattie Crowther. The Subway Women's League Cup scarf. If you would model it for me.
This is Katie.
This
Can you
is...
describe it for the audio listeners.
Yes, it's a green scarf with Subway arrows on it. It says Subway Women's League Cup. It's got green bits at the end. It's got green checkers. And it's very nice. It's
very nice.
It's I read on the label 5% tassels, 95% polyester. It feels nice and soft though.
It is a nice scarf.
I enjoyed wearing it.
Yeah.
So much so that the men outside stadiums who sell the scarves.
I am aware of those.
So I was wearing this scarf. Now thankfully, because Ali did the photo shoot for Subway fashioning this scarf.
Which I got the photos of today, actually.
Uh-huh.
You know what? It's the one time where I've had some photos taken of me and I actually liked the photos.
Okay.
I did not criticize myself. And I'm on day 13 of my luteal phase, as my period is 9 days late. So I am open to criticism.
You're 9 days late, which means we're starting to overlap, girl.
I'm scared for that.
Because my luteal phase is beginning.
That's a risk.
There's a reason why
We don't want to sync.
we had a whole section we had to cut, brogues.
We were tiffin.
We were tiffin and taffin. But we're syncing up. By the
not
by,
good.
we were walking past the scarf men at, I don't know really what else to call them, the men who sell the kind of knockoff scarves that are like half and half scarves. They've got like
Souvenir
sort of dodgy
scarves.
faces.
Morph.
Like if you squint a little bit, you can sort of see that it's Millie Bright.
It's more like Millie Brute. It's not the real. You know what I mean? It's like Ella Town. It's not the right.
Kitty McCobb.
Yeah.
It's like approximations of the players. So they were selling their scarves, and as we were wearing our scarves walking down the street. As we walked by, the guy went, "Oh, what team's that then?" And we said, Subway. And you could just tell
Sandwich FC.
that he didn't know that it was the Subway Women's Cup.
He clearly knew naff all about the game that he was here to sell scarves of.
Yes, he did not know that it was the Subway Women's League Cup. He did not know that they were the main sponsor. But we humoured him and said that our favourite team was Subway.
And he went, they're my favourite team, they are.
And we were like, yep, Sandwich FC, etc., etc.
It was great moment.
But
But it wasn't Sandwich FC. It was Man United versus Chelsea.
It was Man United versus Chelsea. Now, we were rooting for Man United.
Incorrectly, clearly.
Incorrectly, but, do you know,
So
and I
random.
said this earlier, not without some, paper to support them, like stats to support them, because they're currently second in the WSL, not to be sniffed at. They're behind Man City, but Man City are 9 points ahead of them, so nobody's catching them currently.
Absolutely not.
But Man United are above Chelsea. So I thought, do you know what? I'm actually for once, I'm going to not go for what I considered not to be the underdog. You, on other hands, will get to. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to back Man U. I'm gonna go Reds.
We were off to a bad start when we took our seats and realised we were sat directly behind the Chelsea bench.
Yes, we were. We were literally, Agnes
we were-
Beaver-Jones was just simply there.
It is exciting.
When Lauren James sat down, I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And I think it reminds me in those moments of how much of like a little fangirl I still am. Like when we were when the players came out and it was like the full walkout of all the players and I was like,
Yeah,
like-
you wanted to be one of them kids.
I did. I was like, how do I get to be a mascot?
You were gutted that Lucy Bronze didn't have a mascot.
Because she's so good with the kids.
You were about to
Pick me.
get on your knees and
Take me.
but
But absolutely not. I wasn't. I did find it was very cute. She looked like...
she's good with the kids.
She's good with
Did
kids.
you see her with Sonia Bonpastor's
Yeah,
kids?
at the end. She
Yeah.
was like, why couldn't they have thrown one of them on with her?
Also, Man United, they had two great mascots. They were
Yeah.
loving life.
It made it look so worth it. There was one, I think he was a little boy, and he was with... I can't remember who he was with. Fallon.
He was stood in front of Fallon Tullis-Joyce.
Mascot. And he was the camera that was coming. It was clearly the TV camera. He was chasing it down.
he
and
loved
he was like
it.
jumping up and down in front of it.
He
And
was
I was
so
like,
excited.
this is so what it's about, right? Like,
He was just living his best
He's
life.
just so
He had
happy
his
to be
Subway
there.
scarf on.
Yeah.
He was making Fallon's day.
10 out of 10 advertisement for
10
the
out
scarf
of
he was,
10.
yeah. But I did enjoy. So Lucy Bronze comes out. She's got no mascot. I don't know why. Every
Lauren
other player,
James did share her mascot.
Yeah, she comes out. There's 10 players, 10 little mascots. Lauren James kind of stands next to her, realizes that Lucy Bronze has just got an energy gel, and kind of like shuffles the kid slightly down the line. Like doesn't really say anything. Just goes like,
Yes.
and then the kid like, oh god, all right, fine, I'll be shared. I'll be shared.
So basically, next time, get Lucy a mascot.
Yeah.
Get a mascot.
Missing a treat.
Get her a mascot of her own.
Get her a
The girl loves.
She's just so good with the little
She
kids.
is. She's
that-
good with the Waynes.
Yeah.
She is good with the Waynes. The game. Well, we predicted wrongly. You said 2-1 to Man U. I said 2-0 to Man U.
You were right, but the wrong way
I was
around.
right, but yeah, exactly. So it was a Chelsea win. Now we've seen Chelsea win the League Cup before.
Yeah.
Would we say that we were massively surprised given the performance?
Surprised that they won.
Yeah. I wasn't.
No, I think they were gonna win.
That's what I mean. We weren't surprised.
Right, yeah.
I wanted Man U to win, but I think that within maybe the first half an hour, I was like, this might be Chelsea's.
I just thought they played better. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
a deep analysis of it. They just seemed to play better. They seemed to keep the ball better. Lauren James scored a great goal.
She did, yeah.
And she was on form. Actually, she got player of the match, didn't she? I was going to say, she
did.
was my player of the match.
Agni?
Who's she?
Aggie Beaver-Jones, she got the second goal. A little bit of a Stina Ballerina goal.
Yeah, well, I said this earlier. So I said, like, bit of a fluke. Goals are goals. Still
goal's a
counts.
goal.
You got to be in the right place to get the fluke.
Exactly.
But it was a little bit of a, like, she flicked it and it kind of...
Yeah.
She, like, flicked her heel. Actually, you don't remind me of a little bit of a Chloe Kelly when she's, like, has another double tap.
Yeah.
But it definitely kind of rolled in. And I was weirdly filming at the exact right moment.
You don't generally film in, like, actual...
No, I never actually get
stuff. goals.
I always get the really boring stuff that's not actually good. But I
Like
actually,
Lucy Bronze walking around.
Lucy Brown's walking out. So I was filming this, got Aggie... You made me do it! Got Aggie's goal. And the only reason that I realised it was even a goal was because all of the fans
all the Chelsea fans
up,
behind the goal.
And I was like, what? And then I looked at her, she was running off to the corner to celebrate. I was thinking, like, Aggie, come back, you still got to play the game. And I was like, oh wait, you've scored.
She scored.
You've scored.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a little bit of a messy tap
A little
in.
messy. But goal's a goal.
A goal's a goal. Fallon did go the right way, and bless her, she did play her heart out, but it just wasn't Man U's day. There were a few injuries on the pitch. There was 8 minutes of injury time in the first half.
Yeah, and bless, it was Bjorn, wasn't it, who went down.
In the second half.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
But Bjorn went down, and you said, after, was it 4 minutes?
So Bjorn was fit enough to be on the bench. That's what they said. Fit enough to be back on the bench. She was brought on, and within 4 minutes of her being on, she was injured.
Which is incredibly tough.
Yeah, that must be really, really hard as a player. And I think you said that Sonia said she'll be out for the rest of the season.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere she's out for the rest of this. She expects her to be out for the rest of the season. Which
That's tough.
Is, if you actually think about it, only 2 months.
Yes, but they do have their Champions League campaign.
So yeah, it's sad. And she looked obviously devastated. That you always know it's a big injury when they're down and they're sad and down.
Yes.
I think they can put up with a lot of pain without showing that so much.
Yeah. But when you know
it's going to be a serious injury, I think straight away they picture everything that they're not going to do, or what's coming almost. Especially if you're just coming back from injury.
And she came out onto the pitch later on for the trophy lift on crutches.
Yeah.
So that was hard to watch. She was visibly upset. So it's never nice to see. Nice. We're not Chelsea fans, but it's obviously never nice to see a player get injured. And then there were a couple of other sort of. It wasn't a physical match, but the conditions, the weather conditions, made it scrappy because people were slipping and
no one could keep hold of the ball in certain points.
Yeah, the ball was slick.
And everyone was incredibly drenched that first half. Yeah. I think they changed their shirts, some of them.
They'll have had to.
Yeah, in the half time, because at one point it was Malov for me when I looked down at the pitch and she come to where we were sat to do a throw in. And I was like, that woman is drenched.
Yeah.
It was like that kind of when your shirt sticks to you in weird ways. I was like, oh, God bless her. That looks like a sensory nightmare.
I felt worst for the lineswoman.
Oh, she was
on our side.
Drenched.
Because she was drenched, and B, Sonia Bonpastor kept trying to take her out. That woman was not in her box at any time.
At no point was Sonia in her box.
She was practically on the pitch.
And she had her big Chelsea puffer coat on. And I think she just lost the peripheral vision. Because every time that lineswoman was coming up by her, Sonia was... And I think at one point someone had to tell her to step back.
Yeah.
And then this lineswoman just
the fourth official was like, you need to move.
I just think... Because I think usually that they are always on the edge of the box, aren't they?
They're always 10 toes out of that
and
box.
I think Mark Skinner was probably out of it as well for a lot of it. I just couldn't see him as well. But I just think
he just wasn't in the way of the lines.
The lines would. But that big puffer hood, I think he just blocked her.
Yeah.
It's like the Handmaid's Tale. She couldn't see her side.
She had eyes on the pitch. Classic Sonia. She was determined, and Chelsea got their win. So congratulations to them for winning the Subway Women's League Cup.
The Subby Cuppy.
Subby Cuppy.
More silverware for Chelsea.
More silverware. Well, let's hope that Arsenal beat them in the next 2 matches of the Champions League. They're upcoming in the next 2 weeks.
We'll come to that later.
We will come to that later. Well, will we come to it now? Are we done
We
with
can
Subby
come to
Cuppy?
it now if you want to. If you
All
want
right,
to jump from Subway Cup to upcoming and not do the WSL first.
Well, I think...
Do you want to do that crazy structure?
I think we can...
I think we have to now.
Well, no, we can go WSL. Do you want to go WSL?
Fine, well, we'll preview there. Yeah, okay, fine.
All right, let's do WSL. Will we...
Okay, so WSL.
WSL. Now, we didn't watch any of the WSL because we were Subby Cuppying.
All right, calls out.
But we have caught up with the highlights.
We've done the highlights. We know what we're doing.
We know what we're talking about, as always. Well, some idea.
Some idea.
The clue's in the name. You didn't click on this podcast to get hard-hitting facts.
If it was called A Bit Gay and Know Everything, wouldn't click it.
Well, that would have just been me on the show then.
So true. I am the some idea. I've got no idea, and together we average some idea.
Yeah, we average each other out. Yeah, that's it. What will we start with? The biggest disappointment of the week?
Biggest disappointment of the week.
What was your biggest disappointment of the week?
Wow. Do we have time? Are you going to go say Man City Aston Villa?
I'm going to say Man City Aston Villa.
0-0.
0-0.
Which is
Now,
top of the league.
Top of the league versus ninth.
Ninth in the league. And I did see that, and I thought, my first thought was, is Rachel Daly back? Is that how Aston Villa clawed it to a 0-0? Which sounds clawed it to a 0-0. But to get a draw with the top of the league...
Yeah, and with relatively similar possession
50%
and shots.
Each for possession, and both of them were 4 shots on target.
4 shots on target.
Yeah, I think that's right.
To produce no goals, it's disappointing. Fair play to Aston Villa. That's a strong performance. Obviously, defensively they showed up, but for Man City, they've got 5 games upcoming. As their manager said, every game's important. They're top of the league. They're 9 points clear, but things can change.
What I found weird was when I was reading the post-match reports was that all of the interviews, and again, maybe my head's been in the sand about what to expect from a game with Aston Villa, but Aston Villa lost, 7-3 to Spurs a few mere weeks ago, or a mere few weeks ago, however way around you say it. By the by.
I think it was fine the first time.
I was expecting them to have been not thrashed, but a little bit thrashed.
I think we were expecting at least a few goals from Man City. But given the performance that they've been putting in lately.
Yeah, but the post-match interviews with the manager of Man City was like, we knew this would be a hard game. We were ready for a tough game. We know Aston Villa bring the fight. And I was like, oh. And then they're like, every game is crucial and we're playing each game as it comes. And I was like, why are they acting like they've just played Barcelona?
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like...
Yeah, it was a disproportionate... And maybe that was just to save their ego.
Maybe.
But it seemed like a little bit of a disproportionate reaction to... No harm to Aston Villa, again, but you're 9th. Like, we're not talking about...
If you're looking at it as it is. And same with Kirsten Kasperite after she'd also did an interview. And same thing. They were like, we always know that Aston Villa bring it, and there was something along those lines, and it's a tough game, they're a hard one to beat. And I was like, again, just not what I expected. I thought that their post-match interviews would be like, Aston Villa played really good, and then maybe a bit of self-criticism of we didn't. But I don't know.
We're just girlies.
We're just girlies. But that was the biggest shock. The next game, do you want to go to Spurs Everton?
Let's go to Spurs. Now, Spurs have been an interesting one this season. Everton too, because I believe Spurs and Everton are beside each other in the table. I think it's Spurs 5th, Everton 6th.
Potentially.
And Spurs...
Are they Spurs 7th?
I thought they were one
Where
behind
London City
Arsenal.
Lionesses?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I thought Spurs were just behind us in the table. Arsenal just behind Arsenal.
Yeah, I think Spurs are, but I'm not sure where Everton are.
I think Everton are beside Spurs.
Okay, well, I'm going to trust you on this one.
I don't know.
I should have interrupted, as you were.
But, I mean, some idea. Anyway, the point is, both have been teams that have had to fight quite a bit this season to sort of establish themselves, to gel. We know that Spurs lost some key players in Ashley Neville. But they've also brought in some talent, and I think that has worked for them.
Yeah.
I think they've gelled quite nicely. As much as it pains me to say it as an Arsenal fan, it's Spurs have played well.
Well, yeah, they just said they beat Aston Villa a few weeks ago, 7-3. But then they lost this game 2-1. So, I don't know. I think Ruby Mace got player of the match for Everton. And again, she said that their plan, they really want to finish in the top 6. So, they're doing about it the right way. They said that after the break, they've had a chat. That's what they plan to do. They want it. They've got, like we said, 5 games left. I don't see why they can't if... that's the kind of performance.
I mean, unless there's a big shake-up, because a couple of the teams have... Well, Arsenal, for example, has 2 games in hand. So a couple of the teams like Chelsea, Man United, they have 1 game in hand because of like this weekend, for example. So unless there's some massive shake-ups, I think Everton probably can finish in the top 6, which would be brilliant for them, massive for them, given how the start of their season went. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Liverpool, and we'll come on to them in a minute, or indeed teams like West Ham. Again, we'll come on to them in a minute. But it's nice to see them climb, and fine, flowers to Spurs, whatever.
Quickly moving on now, you said that nice thing to Spurs. Liverpool, Leicester City. So Liverpool won 2-0.
Yes.
And I feel great about that.
I feel good. Yeah, I think, again, they've had a difficult start to the season, both on the pitch and off the pitch. And, like, we can't not acknowledge that the things that have happened off the pitch haven't affected their on the pitch performance. Like, that's inevitable. So for them to have pulled it back towards the latter half of the season, they obviously started the season, them and West Ham were sort of competing for the bottom. But for them to have pulled it back and have got some wins and draws under their belt has been good for them and building confidence. They obviously had a big loss in terms of their squad. Players like Olivia Smith,
Taylor
Hines.
Yeah.
So that has been hard for them. Will we see them finish much higher than they are? Probably not. But good for them.
Yeah. I think that they, like you said, I kind of feel if there's any other team that I want to do all right, it's Liverpool. And that's just the way it's going to be. I'm going to keep saying that every time. They're the underdog for me, but they're the underdog that I don't mind winning.
And Leicester City not had a fantastic run the last couple of games either, despite bringing players like Alicia Lehmann in.
Maybe they'll see a change. Maybe it's too soon to have an impact. Maybe a few more games down the line.
I mean, they did have that disaster, Ashley Neville own goal. That was a sad one.
Yeah, that was sad. Lest we forget.
But
last one, Arsenal, London City Lionesses.
Arsenal, London City Lionesses. Now, again, London City Lionesses, a team that week in, week out, we've expected great things. Well, maybe not great things, but we've expected more from than they've necessarily delivered. Now, maybe this is Kang's long game, and she's brought all of these world-class players in. She's looking to bring in Beth Mead. She's looking to bring in Mary Earps. Have you seen this?
Yes,
she's looking
I have
to bring
seen
in
this.
Barcelona player who?
I did see it.
Mappy Leon?
Yes.
She's looking to bring in big players.
That means that she's also going to have to bench some big players.
And she's already benching big players. How many minutes has Daniela van der Donk got?
Hasn't Katie Zellum already left from the team or something?
Yeah, she's
on loan or something. Yeah, so like she's already benching big money dollar.
Yeah. So when's the cohesion happening? Because unless something magic happens in the last couple games of the season and then over the summer, this is not the London City that, honestly, when we had the opening game of the season against them, we were scared.
We were, and then we beat them 4-1.
Yeah, and then we were like, oh, and now we've just beat them 2-0.
Which, if you think about it, is an improvement on...
That's an improvement for them.
For them. Yeah, it is. Like, they've reduced that by half, so have they gelled twice as much? I don't know. But I don't know, Michelle Kang said she wanted to finish in the top half of the league. At the beginning of the season, it seemed like they were maybe going to do that. but now it's looking less and less likely.
I don't see it for them. They'll do fine, and I think next season will be actually their test. Like, I think we can forgive them a little bit of this season. I think next season will be the actual test for London City, because we got to remember that despite everything, they're unaffiliated.
Yeah.
This is Michelle Gang's Michelle Gang.
I want to join the Michelle Gang.
Michelle Gang's vision and dream.
Yeah.
To build, and ultimately for the game, I want them to do well.
Yeah.
But I'm also happy to see them beaten by Arsenal. So
Yeah, obviously. If there's any game we want them to lose, it's this one.
Yeah, but speaking of defecting to other teams, what was it you said earlier about the Champions
I don't want
League?
to talk about
What was, I mean, is this a good segue into the Champions League?
No, because first I want to talk about one more thing.
Nicely done. Nicely deflected.
Stay tuned for that a bit later. My favourite part of the Arsenal London City Lionesses game was Mackenzie Arnold's Snapchat.
Yes.
Where she filmed, obviously everyone's over at the Asian Cup, which the Tillies have made it through.
Yes, well done. To the final.
Yeah. And I don't know when that is. I think it's on Saturday maybe, or at least this week at some point. And then all the Australians come back from their travels.
From their adventures
Hopefully
down
with a
under.
trophy. However, Mackenzie Arnold, she's filming the lineup for London City Lionesses and Arsenal. Obviously, London City Lionesses have got Danielle van der Donk. She does a little zoomy zoom on Danielle, and then she does a little pan round to Ellie Carpenter. And my new little vocal that I keep popping out with at the moment is, "That's my wife.
That's my wife.
That's my wife.
Wife."
It's so good.
And then she zooms in on Katie McCabe, but 40 is more
Stoic.
She's stoic. Oh, I like that. She's stoic.
Stoic
She's
in
in
her
her chair.
love. She does a little eye, but she
does a little.
She's like, I'm not gonna race your bait.
I'm not gonna give you any fodder.
Yeah, everyone knows she's my woman. I don't need to declare it.
She's. What did you say earlier? She's wifey, but not wife.
She's wifey, but she's not wife. Kate McCabe, wifey. Danielle van der Donk, wife.
So you're my wifey, but not my wife.
I'm your wifey.
You're my wifey. Wifey. But I am looking to make you my wife, just so.
I don't want to be a wife. I want to be a wife.
Your wife. Sorry. My wife. Okay. We're going to be doing that all night.
I know. Gotta stop.
We got to stop.
Okay. Champions League.
Champions League.
Let's go to the Champions League.
Let's go to the Champions League. Champions League.
Champions League.
What we got coming up?
Champions. 24th of March.
Which is next.
Tuesday.
Yes.
Which means we will be recording this not on a Tuesday.
Well, they don't know that anyway.
You don't know that, but usually we record this on a Tuesday.
Usually we record this on a Tuesday, but it doesn't matter either way.
Bye.
Because you could listen to this on any day.
On a Tuesday. We are going to the Emirates for Arsenal versus Chelsea, leg 1 of the quarter-final.
Yes.
Yes. Followed by leg 2, which is on the 1st of April, which I believe is a Wednesday.
It is.
It's a Mittwoch, which is, I don't know why, Wednesday in German. There you go. Also, many games at the same time. There will be Bayern, Man United, Barcelona. I don't know, but the other one's Wolfsburg, Lyon.
Wolfsburg, Lyon, Barcelona.
Real Madrid. Because it's a Clásico.
El Clásico.
El Clásico.
Yes.
So yeah, we're off to the Chelsea-Arsenal game.
Yes.
And fine, I will say what I said earlier.
Say it.
Because at least I can
Say it for
own
the
my
people.
own shame. I said that, obviously, in this game, Arsenal or Chelsea will get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Not in this game, in this leg, in this set of games. So I said, I was referring to the Subway Cup, how we were going to support Man United because it felt wrong to support Chelsea because we always have so much beef with them in the long run. But I said, if we go to the Champions League final, which we are planning to do, and Chelsea are in it, and there's no other English team in it, I think I could cheer for Chelsea.
Well, I think that is wrong.
I just think if you're going to cheer for anyone, it could at least be the team from your country. If your team and no other teams You're in your good.
Now, this is where you get into hot bother.
I know.
Because you love an underdog.
I do.
And that I'll accept.
Okay, Chelsea.
Your Liverpool love, your Man United love, you probably love a ton of other teams in the WSL love. But when you're picking a London team,
I know.
you got to pick your lane, girl. You've picked Arsenal.
Cancel me, fine.
You are being cancelled. You're sleeping on the couch.
Okay.
Twofold.
I mean, I hope that Arsenal win. I don't have to come to this conundrum. But say we get to that final and it's Chelsea-Leon. What connections you got to Leon?
I'll be wearing my Leon shirt.
Oh, you do have a Leon shirt, actually.
Yeah, thank you.
Fine. Actually, yeah, I could spot Leon.
I don't know where that is.
I don't think you have a Leon shirt.
I do have a Leon shirt. Fides.
I think you had a France shirt.
I got a France shirt. Oh, maybe I don't have a Leon shirt. I have a Barcelona shirt.
No. Well, that's the thing. So who could get to the final? Could it be... I don't know. I haven't looked at the...
Well, any of the teams that are in the quarterfinal could get to the final.
Yes, but what I meant was, say that Arsenal won...
Yes.
But that means the other quarterfinal on that side.
Right. So on our side is also Barcelona, Real Madrid.
So there cannot be an Arsenal-Barcelona final.
No, I don't think so.
Which is a shame because I kind of wouldn't like a round two.
Wait. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure on the other side
that means that the
is
semi
Bayern,
has to be, if Arsenal
Man
win,
U and
either
Wolfsburg.
Arsenal-Barcelona or Arsenal-Real Madrid.
Yeah. That makes things more interesting.
It does.
And then who are you going to support then?
What? Arsenal?
Yeah, but... Oh, right, yeah, I see. But if it's Barcelona, somebody else,
Barcelona,
Wolfsburg,
Bayern or something.
are you going to go for somebody that you haven't supported before? Or are you gonna go
I've got
for...
a Barcelona shirt, so probably just go for Barcelona.
probably just go for the winners then, the ones that are going to win, the winning team.
You don't know. Everyone thought Barcelona were going to win last year. Did they? Did they fuck? No. Arsenal did.
Because of Stina Clutch Blackstenius.
Cleanest touch. Who's she?
New signing?
New signing, Cleanest touch.
Cleanest touch.
It's kind of a cool name.
You want to be careful with that one. Okay, so Champions League, and then the final is not until May, but we need to book our flight to Oslo, girl.
Yeah, we do. What I was saying earlier in our live casual story, I work in a European team, so I am based in the UK, but I am the area lead for some Europe stuff, and then I have a lot of contacts in all the European countries, chit-chatting away to Carlotta in Norway. And last year I mentioned that I went to the Champions League final, and she was like, "Oh my God, I love football. I used to play for the Norway national team." And I was like,
Just casual, drop that in.
"Okay, all right then." She was like, "Yeah, some of my teammates, they're playing in the final. Frida," and I was like, "Is this
Sorry.
is this woman referring to
Frida Leonhardsen
Leonhardsen Monum? Frida?" And she was like,
That Frida?
"Yeah, that Frida." So she just casually dropped in. Frida Leonhardsen Monum's her matey. And so then she was like, "Oh, next year it's going to be in Oslo." So then I messaged her to say that I'd booked our flights. Turns out we haven't booked our flights.
No, we've not booked our
flights.
flights.
We've booked her an Airbnb. So I misinformed her.
We've paid the deposit for our Airbnb. We've not even booked our Airbnb.
I didn't know to know the
And what is we? Nothing? Amy?
I didn't know to know the details. So then I told Carlotta that we're going out to Oslo. She said she's going to send us a list of recommendations.
Excellent.
Which is why she asked where we're
Did you keep them
staying.
cheap?
I don't know. It's
Because
Oslo.
it's kind of spenny out there.
We'll see. I'll tell her. But then she also said that she would love it to have been an Arsenal-Barcelona final. Clearly that can't happen now. But she was like, because I don't know who I'd support though, because I've got friends in the Barcelona team as well. And I was like, girl, what?
And then we were trying to work out who that friend might be. We think it might be Caroline Graham Hansen.
Because we were thinking of the Norwegian
Because we
link.
thought maybe Ingrid Engen, but she's gone.
She's moved.
She's gone.
Where has she gone?
She's gone, girl.
Gone, girl.
She's
gone.
Where is she gone?
Did she go on a St. Leonard? No.
Where did she go? Did she go
PSG?
Lyon? No, it wasn't PSG, I don't think.
Was it Leon? Because it
It
was
might have
like
been
a bit
Lyon.
dodge that she went
I
from.
think it was Lyon.
Not a bit dodge, I'm thinking the wrong thing.
Personally, I think it
might
might have been
right,
Lyon.
right. Anyway, sidetracked.
By the by.
By the by. What was he even on about that for?
You were just name dropping.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's it. Anyway, I've got cool people to talk about football. It's quite fun because you don't realise who has a connection. Like, who... I'll say something random about football thinking that everybody knows. I said something about Mary Ebbs the other day. Someone didn't know who she was. And I was like, we lead such different lives.
Yeah.
And then casually mentioned went to Portugal for the Champions League final or was going, and they were like, oh yeah, I used to play for the Norway national team, and I was like, of course you did.
Of course you did.
Of course you did.
Casually just played for
You
them.
just don't know who's going to have an interest.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's why we try and shoehorn women's football into everything we talk about, including most of my lessons.
Other thing as well that that happened, who I'm pointing at, for our audio listeners, I'm pointing avidly. One of the head honchos up in Europe, when I said that we were going to the Euros, I think she's Norway as well. She said that her daughter plays on the Norway national team.
Yeah.
She plays for Brighton.
Yes. I remember you told me about this.
Yeah.
Don't worry, girl. I'm loud enough.
She said, yeah, because that was it. She said something about being over in Brighton. And I was like, why? You live in like Oslo.
The fjords.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, my daughter plays football there. And I was like,
I love how you always start these sentences with an accent and then you realise,
nah, no point trying. I'm not very good at it. But then, you're like, she's a daughter plays in Brighton. And I was like, she must mean my daughter plays for Brighton, because you're not coming over from Norway to play in like, I don't know, Brighton local league, are you? You're coming over for the big stuff. And turns out, and the reason that she didn't play in the Euros is because she had an injury. So she got chosen for the team quite young, but then didn't. Anyway, that's side story. I must find out.
Ali Tom side quests.
Yeah, I must find out what her...
Collecting Norwegian players.
was. Getting very close with the Norwegian team. I don't know why. Maybe. But yeah, that's the football that's coming up, which is exciting stuff. We've got tickets for a few.
Exciting in our personal life coming up?
I've got to write a best woman speech.
Yes, you do, for the stag that was the stag do.
Yeah, now I've got to write the speech. I've written a structure. I'm very stressed about it, actually.
Well, it's okay. You'll be fine.
I think I'm all right with words.
Yeah.
Well,
you're really good with
I'm
words.
not good on the spot with words.
You're not.
I think I'm good with written words.
But you're good when you write things down. I mean, not that you're not good at this. This is good.
Yeah, I can't really stumble through it so much in front of
when
closest friends and family.
You need it. You need that written. That sort of thing needs written down.
What I'm most nervous about is the sense of humour, because I don't think I can be that funny. Like, you don't know your audience.
Yeah.
So I think there's a few jokes that I can say, or like quips.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be too quippy, because I don't want to. I don't like that idea when like the best man destroys the groom's reputation.
Yeah.
And I could do that.
You want to be
I don't want to do that.
A little balanced.
Yeah, I also really like his fiance, so I don't want to upset her.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's fair.
So
I'm sure she also doesn't want to be upset on her wedding day.
Yeah, not really.
No.
But I also want to make sure that I tell a story, but I don't know what the story is. I'm stressed.
You got to figure it out, girl.
2.5 weeks.
You've got this. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Anyway.
On that note, should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Is that us?
That's us now.
Excellent. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube,
And that's
everywhere.
it.
Yeah, that's it. But you can listen to our past episodes. You can watch our beautiful, lovely faces. And we will see you guys on the flip side. So,
are you ready for the jingle?